Hello, feedback here, and here's another process video ordered for overnight sketch. And this one was my immediate thought was I wanted to play more with the camera angles. And so at first I was like, I don't want to get the bird-eyed view played out. So I was thinking maybe the fish lens type look, and I think I just quickly said, no, I thought of something else. And I was like, yeah, so let me try to be more like action at first. And then, like with the movement I did there, I was like, no, let's do like a come on and let's tango or something. Not tango, but come, let's fight type move. Because he looks like a fighter, I guess. And so I think it's funny with references in that like sometimes front view references are always that's the usual one that people send, and this is why I really should do a reference tutorial, because sometimes front view doesn't give you all the details that are needed, like for facial structure, like proper facial structure. And I've been really wanting to do that lately, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know if this is even right. Because without shading or anything, with front view, it's always hard to tell how their profile would be. And I think that's most important. But it's also a bit fun to see just how close I could get from just the front view. And even though I never bring it up and I never ask with clients, but it's pretty much a typical reference. And and with the I wasn't sure from the reference, but I was like, okay, his mouth is opening, like there's holes in his mouth, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And I was like, but it could be part of a mustache. But I was like, nah, I'll just go with the open mouth, because that seemed cooler version to me. And I like his eyebrows. And the thing about like older looking guys, I always I like the mohawk type thing. And at first, again, sometimes I overthink. I think with people's character references sometimes, like if it's just a front view, or it's not too clear. And I mean, I usually get the gist, and that's what's most important. But sometimes I do want to like know the specifics so I can get it right. But again, this is just a sketch, so I don't mind too much with these. But if it was a professional, like one of my pro service things, then I would be like, yeah, I need a lot more reference, or you want me to just render it. But I'll be more diligent in getting the proper things for everything. But with a sketch, when I get to sketch, it's supposed to be fast and go through motion. Go through, just to like go through it. And I swear, I think I pretty much, it's kind of like I spoiled myself, yet at the same time I disciplined myself too much, in that I swear I think I'm too clean. Like, it may look, I think sometimes it looks too clean for a sketch, but it's just how I conditioned myself to do. And so now it's just, I find it hard to leave it just like all messy, even though like it calls for it, but um, now it's just a habit. And but sometimes I do it does seem messy a little bit to me anyway, pits. But those times it's like I'm either really tired or it's just I'm just on a roll. I don't know. It's just sometimes it comes out things come out more sketchy how they should, as opposed to being a bit almost too clean. Like this one is almost too clean in some places, maybe. But I mean, I don't mind it as long as the clients like it and it is up to my own standards. I'm like, hey, it is what it is. Even though I try to keep these like under an hour. I mean, within an hour. Like that's really my goal with every sketch is to keep it within an hour. And lately it's been about an hour and a half. Like this one, even though some of those was procrastination, kind of. But another thing I like about this angle is that I'm practicing just like different movements and how they look, and I just go with what I think looks right. Like I only use reference if I really need it, and for pro pieces where it's like vital. But for sketches, I just try to just go with straight what I can remember or what I think would look right or would look cool. It like varies. It varies between looking cool to being correct. And so with him, I think it's mostly correct. And like I always love the torso area with this angle. I think, well, I think I've noticed, yeah, it's like my favorite bit. And I moved the fingers down because I actually did use my hand a little bit. I didn't like take pictures or anything, but it was the other hand, the farther one was looking like too off to me. So I was like, okay, I'm doing this wrong. How do I? So I just looked at my hand for a little bit. Like, oh, okay. And then I realized how the other one should be, so that's what I moved it. And I usually don't bring the reference into the piece itself, but I wanted the full screen for the video. So I decided to bring it in instead of using the small window. And so sometimes when people sometimes they do have a character that may require the stripe and the detail fee for the stripes or spots or etc. But sometimes they be so it's not enough to cover it sometimes I think, but that's the downside to having that. Like the good side is that when it's a lot of stripes and details, it's like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. But sometimes it's like it's not enough. But this one, they didn't include it, but it would have been enough. I mean, it would have qualified for the detail fee. But so sometimes, like I said, I think too much sometimes, and I think, did they understand they needed it, or did they really want me to not, like, or were they really okay with me not adding it? And I'm only really sure if it's a previous client. So I'm like, they already know how I would do things, so I know they know how I do. And sometimes when it's like a fairly new client, I'm like, do they know? So I try to make a compromise because I don't want to give them something they're like, oh, she forgot this and that. But at the same time, I trust that they read all the information and they understood it. So but I still worry sometimes. So with this, I did the wrappings, and that gave me the idea that not only was he like welcoming his opponent, but it was going to be bloody. Well, just the wrappings. You see later. But it's funny as I work on these. I keep I imagine how the character is feeling, and they wanted actually this is semi feedback round, and they for the rating they put my choice, and sometimes, not all the time, like very very rarely, I'm in the mood for something NC-17. But I always try to. Oh yeah, see, there's the blood. They're used. I thought that would be cool to just like have him put on used wrappings. But yeah. So if I'm not sure on a character's preference or what they're into, I just be like, yeah, I'll just do plain, either R or PG. But yeah, if someone puts Artist Rain and I'm not sure on the character's preference, I don't go towards the NC-17 route. Because I don't know, like, what if the character is straight? What if they don't like as play or dick play or something? Like, what if they don't? Then I'll be violating the character or something. So, but sometimes it's obvious from the reference. But so, that's it. And I love working on these posts and hope he likes it. So, good night. Time to go. Bye.